All right, Scott, look, I'm gonna try to do you a quick video just in case I can't get there or get one of my guys there to help you get your customer taken care of. So look, this is the Eco 100. When they first set it up, they're gonna go in to put this on that plate that they have welded to the machine. And if you'll notice on the back of it, there's a Allen wrench right here. So this would be for that fine adjustment. There's also a ball in the bottom of here to help them move it around a little bit so they can kind of cock it back on it to move it around the material so that they can line it up as best they can to that hole. So like I said, you can loosen this up, and what that'll do is that'll allow the machine here at the bottom of the where it attaches to the magnet to kind of rotate a little bit to get good alignment, kind of some left and right, alignment into that hole to make sure they get as straight as possible, and then obviously tighten it down. I'm assuming that the first thing they're going to want to do is mill that hole out. So this has got a number 3 Morse taper in it. I think we did do the ER collet with the number 3 Morse taper. So obviously you know how to set that collet up. Show them how to set that collet up. They're probably going to have to use that, excuse me, got a voice thing going on, but they're probably have to use that extension to reach down to the hole. So you're going to want to put that extension in here with that collet more than likely. If you look at the owner's manual, there's going to be a speed and feed chart. Well, I'm sorry, just a speed chart. And you'll dictate that by this gear selection here. So if you notice right here, there's a gear selector, and then on the other side. And depending on how you have these set up, it's going to give you your RPMs. And you'll see that in the owner's manual. I want to say we said 3/4 inch end mills, what you're going to be doing. When they're first in the hole, they can go pretty fast, but as you go down in the bottom and you start cutting on the end of that end mill, it's going to require a little bit more torque. So you're going to want to slow it down a little bit, but you can use your variable speed. You're going to want to start out more than likely with the side facing your switches. You're going to want that to be in gear selection 2, and on the back side over here, gear selection 1. And if you look at the owner's manual, you'll see what I'm saying. That's basically the slowest it's going to be able to go. It's for the largest annular cutters. So that speed selection is based off of annular cutters. But when you go to the solid drills or solid end mills, you got to kind of look at it and base it off of what size that is. And we are a little bit on the higher side of that. So I would recommend just going with the slower one. When they first start drilling, they're going to want to turn this all the way up. First start milling with the end mill. Probably go full speed. As they get towards the bottom, they may need to slow it down a little bit. Probably going to have to do some feathering or some pecking. Now this can be really loose or really tight the way this comes up and down. There's little Allen set screws right here that you can adjust that. So just, out of logic, if it's really tight, you just go all the way up and you just kind of start loosening them. If they want to make it really easy to feather it down, they can loosen these things up. If it gets too loose, again, reverse that and you can tighten them up. Once they switch from the end mill to the drill, I think you were going to use a drill to drill the hole out. Again, it's just kind of the same thing. You're going to want to go pretty slow with the drill. You may even want to use a reamer, depending on how much more material they need to remove. And you can get number 3 Morse taper reamers as well. Then once you move to the tapping, I believe that was a blind hole. I'm not sure if we did the clutching tapping system, or if you were going to use a Tapmatic or something like that, which does have a number 3 hole tap adapter, Morse taper as well. But if they're not, and they're trying to do that in a blind hole, then you're going to want to be very specific on your depth, right? So if they're tapping that blind hole, they're going to want to have an exact depth, mark their tap so they know how far down in the hole it's going, and then you can, toggle from forward to reverse. If you put it in the middle, it just kind of stops. So what I would recommend is once they start to tap, obviously plenty of fluid, that kind of stuff. So once they start to tap, once they engage that tap, they just kind of let the drill do a lot of the work, but kind of help it get started, and then let the drill do most of the work as it starts to tap down in the hole. And then when they get to that bottom of that hole, they just keep a really close eye on it. You can move it to neutral and then back to reverse and kind of just assist it back out of the hole. So, but when you're tapping again, you're going to want to maybe turn that down. I don't remember what size tap it was. I know it was a little bit on the larger size, about 7/8, something like that. But you're probably going to want to turn this speed down just a little bit to kind of help with that tapping. So hopefully that helps you out, man. God bless.